Vroom vroom. I'm floating at the side of Turbo Terrace turtle track as the turtle tracks whiz past. It's making my hammerhead eyes go double broadly. Don't look at me like that, says Reef, who is floating next to me. The pointy-faced reef shark, who is my number one enemy, waits until everyone is looking the other way, then pinks the side of his head with the edge of his fin. Hey, I can't help looking at you like that, I say, trying to stop my hammerhead from flubbering. I have eyes on each side of my head. I look at everything whether I want to or not, and in your case it's definitely not. Rick pulls up the collar on his leather jacket. He always does this when he wants to look tough. Yeah, but you don't have to be so starry about it. It's a turtle carts. They're drawing so fast they're making my eyes all weird. Vroom vroom vroom. 3 more turtle carts zoom around the bend, their flippers whizzing like speedboat propellers and the electric eels underneath zapping up extra power for speed. Riders are hanging on to the turtles' backs with their fins or tentacles, all wearing brightly colored crash helmets with cool Jordanfish or Super Street cartoons on their side. I have to admit that this trip to Turbo Terry's Turtle Cat track could have been really fantastic if it hadn't been for 5 rotten things. Number 1, it's my birthday. I hate my birthday. No, really, I do. You'll see why later. Number 2, Mom and Dad have taken us all to the Turtle Cat track. You think that's true? Think again, because Number 3, Mom and Dad are staying to watch. How uncool is that? So uncool, you can make hot sea cucumber kebabs out of it. Number 4, everyone is noticing that because he's the mayor of Sharp Point and he's telling everyone it's his number 1 son's birthday. Dad don't. And number 5, and worst of all, Dad thought it was a good idea to invite my whole class, including Rick Reef, number 1 enemy, and Donnie Dogfish, number 1 enemy sidekick, and General Pain in detail. I tried to persuade Dad and Rick and Donnie shouldn't come turtle carding. In fact, I've done nothing but try to persuade Dad ever since the invitation went out. Even this morning when we were getting ready to leave, I tried again, but Dad was having none of it. As mayor of Sharp Point, I want everyone to get along, he said. I know you and Rick don't see eye to eye, but maybe bringing him along today will be the start of a beautiful friendship. Why do grown-ups say such weird things? There's nothing beautiful or friendly about someone who wants to flubber your head all the time. Flubber. See, he's done it. This time Rick pings my head so hard, my best friends Ralph and Joe have to grab hold of each side of the hammer to stop it from flubbering. Rick and Donnie swing off toward the turtle cat pits, snorting with laughter. It's nearly time for our session on the track to begin. But I'm really not in the mood now. I sigh loudly, so loud it makes a passing stool of sardines stifle cover. Why did I have to be born a hammerhead? Why couldn't I have been born a great white like my all-time hero Gregor the Gnasher? No one will make Gregor the Gnasher's head twang like a ruler on the side of a school desk, not without getting the bottom bitten off anyway. Gregor is the bravest, strongest shark who has ever lived. Not only is he underwater wrestling champion of the world, but he's also a movie star and the number 1 most photographed shark under the sea. 3 years in a row Ralph puts his fin on my shoulder, Don't worry about it, Harry. Was just wait till we're in the carts. Rick will be smiling on the other side of his face by the time we've beaten him on the track. I look at Ralph since he's only a pilot fish. It's hard to imagine him beating anyone on the track. He's too small to reach the control for a tart, so we are going to have to share a tart. I feel something quivering behind me and rotate my eyes to see my friend Joe. Joe is a jellyfish, and although he's not exactly a coward, he tries to avoid anything that might put him in danger. And since he's very good at finding out about stuff that might put him in danger, he ends up avoiding lots of things. Pop, that's Joe thinking about cards. But it's not his mouth that's popping, it's his backside. He does that when he's scared. Ralph fins me in the ribs, while Joe tries ego farts. Joe says, "You might laugh," which we do, but turtle trotting is the 17th most dangerous things you can do on Thursday. It's Saturday, Ralph points out. Whatever. Joe waves his tentacles around angrily and turns a bit purple. Okay, I said. We have done the other 16 more dangerous things today. Joe stretches his head with 3 of his 36 tentacles. No, then we will be okay, I say. Come on, Harry. I turn and see Dad waving to me as he finishes signing autographs for a group of mirror crabs. Time to get you on the track. I swim as slowly as I can towards the rickety old equipment shed next to the crab pits. I swim slowly because I know that soon everyone else will be really excited as they find the right racing jacket and fin gloves. But I'll just feel really embarrassed. The reason I'll feel really embarrassed is because once everyone is in their gear, the pit chief and old hermit crab thought nobly will start handing out crash helmets. I can feel my heart sinking like an anchor at the thought, and the water around my face warms up as my cheeks start to turn red. Rick and Donnie get cool helmets with dragonfish pictures. Ralph gets a super cool helmet with a pirate ship on either side and a skull and crossbones on the back. And Joe Bottom stops tooting as Nobly hands him a helmet shaped like a swordfish head. Wow, Joe says as his tentacle fight an imaginary duel with a swordfish. Then it's my turn. Oh, says Nobly, a hammerhead. Nobly started searching the shelves for a helmet that will fit. I can hardly bear to look. I know exactly what's going to happen. Rick and Donnie are snickering in the corner, high finning and using their fins to make hammer shapes on the sides of their helmets. My cheeks are now so red you could use my face to warm shapes about the rocks around Sharp Point. Nobly looks at Mom and Dad. They just smile. Dad pats me on the head with a fatherly fin. I'm sure they've got something in your size, son. A few minutes later, I'm not just embarrassed. I'm wishing the seabed would open up and swallow me whole. It's okay, I'll go with Joe. There will be more room, says Ralph, trying really hard not to laugh. Behind me, I can hear Rick and Donnie snickering again. I watch as Ralph and Joe climb into their turtle cat. It's not that bad, son, Dad says. I'll just bite my lip and look straight ahead. Nobly couldn't find a single hammer to fit over my hammerhead, so instead he found tools. As I slid into my seat and Nobly strapped me in, I catch sight of myself reflected in the window of Turbo Terry's store. I've got a helmet over each end of my hammerhead that held in place by thick lengths of seaweed tape, but the seaweed tape doesn't cover the fact that both helmets are both babies and have pink cartoon starfish on them. Water Bob, the Bob, 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 shush, shush, shush. That's Rick playing bongos on the two helmets while Donnie dances around me, making cymbal noises out of the corner of his mouth. Enough of that, you two, says Nobly, squeezing my fin protectively with his claw. Rick and Donnie swim off to their turtle carts. Trails of little bubbles stream from their mouths. Ready, Nobly says, tickling the electric eel beneath my cart to get the turtle warm up. Yes, I suppose so, I say through gritted teeth. Gentle fish, shout Nobly, start your engines and we are off. Luckily, it isn't long before I forget about the double embarrassment of the double starfish helmet and actually start to enjoy myself. The third track is a figure eight with an over-under section in the middle. If I steer my turtle well, you can take it at full speed without having to brake. Joe seems to be doing the best out of everyone because he has so many tentacles. He can do about 36 things at once, so steering and braking at the same time is a breeze. "Whee!" Joe yells with excitement as he races past the finish line, starting his second lap. Ralph is hanging on for dear life, but seems to be enjoying it too. I overtake Donnie easily and see Rick up ahead of me. Just doing around a bend, he's pushing the electric eel far too hard, and the turtles start there are riding in protest. The turtle itself is running up at Rick.